What's up, Daily Fab Gamers? Thank you so much for watching my stream. Before you jump into this red-hot action, let's review the rules. Don't be a dick. This should go without saying, but better safe than sorry. Chat with me. You know that I can talk at my computer for hours, but it's more fun when my computer talks back. And let's have a good time. I don't mind getting sweaty, but we can have fun while we do it. Use the chat command deck for a link to the list I'm playing here. It's also in the video description. Some of these decks are sick, and you might want to play them in real life. In that case, let me refer you to Hemel from the Bazaar. It's never been more affordable to play in the flesh and blood. Players have been buying the cards they need from Hemel for years. I started buying from him in 2023 and have never found a better deal. The Bazaar's prices are the lowest for singles, full sets, and class sets, including new releases. Super Slam singles and more are available now and ship both domestically and internationally. Use the command Hemel for contact info, then reach out to see what he can do for you. Now settle in and get cozy because the stream begins now.
I really hope that intro finished because it was super laggy on, I didn't see it and my YouTube is not showing things. So I hope you can all even hear this. Be real sad if you couldn't. Sound off in chat if you can hear this. Assuming you can. Hello, my name is Lupinefiasco and I am here to play Flesh and Blood for you. We're doing CC today because Sage is fun. But I played a lot of Sage lately, and I want to get back to doing Fai, because this is a game based around Classic Constructed, and, we're going to keep doing that. Get back to, hello Dave, get back to the bread and butter of the stream, which is playing Fai Rising Rebellion. We were doing great with this deck 2 weeks ago. I don't really think that the CC meta has changed all that much since I went off to play in San Diego. Because, okay, good. Thank you, Audax. This is excellent information to have. Yeah, my computer's just going real slow today. Which means I'm sure it will crash when I go to play Talishar, so we're going to do some deck building before then. I don't think the meta has changed all that much since the last time I was playing this deck. Just because there hasn't been too many opportunities to test it, right? We don't have any CC Pro quests for the next 2 weeks. All of the callings this season have been Silver Age, but there are some things we can change about this deck. Yugi Lee Bender came out with her Week 0 First Impressions Fai. Largely the same lists, and that is the thing with Draconic Ninja, is a lot of your cards are going to be the same no matter what list you're playing, right? We have the Blaze Headlongs, Display Loyalties, Fire That Burns Within, Lava Bird, like all of this is mostly the same, and your ratios might be a little different, but there were a few things that her list did that I thought were very cool that I want to incorporate into my list. What's nice is if we look over the results, many of you have been testing the deck. We have not been doing well, I would say, but we can use this information, at least, the results by hero, to determine maybe where some of the weaknesses lie. I think some of this might be a play skill issue. Like Marionette is just a difficult matchup, no matter what. Assassin is historically very hard for Ninja because of all the disruption. Rhinar is an interesting one that we're going 50-50 on. The damage output might be higher than I'm familiar with. I haven't played too much in the Medax list. I think Vincent is always going to be bad, and this is one of those decks that you probably just don't expect to play into. Doesn't surprise me that we're 0% into Victor. Good morning, Steven. Because Victor is historically the really bad one for Fai. But what I'm seeing in particular is the Acilio matchup and the Marlynn matchup. And the Marlynn matchup, again, I think is always going to be bad. I mean, it feels like he's preying on if Fai gets big while just having great numbers. I don't know that Marionette's even preying on Fai getting big. I think Marionette's just already big. And Fai just happens to not have a great time dealing with that. but that's something I want to work on. We'll talk about that when we're talking about Acilio and Marlynn. Marlynn, I don't know how much we can do about this matchup. Like, there are only so many defense reactions we can put into the deck, but we're in an unfortunate spot playing Fai, where we have reds and blues. Very soon we're about to not have yellows. We have reds, blues, attack actions, non-attack actions. We arsenal cards sometimes. The way that our deck is built, and I think it's the right way to build this deck, just says that Marlynn is always going to have a target for most of her harpoons. The two would be Yellowfin and possibly the Arsenal one. Or if she goes for a King Kraken and we don't have a Rise from the Ashes, and like, okay, cool. But besides that, we don't have great blocking armor. We don't play a ton of reactions. So I think this is just always going to be a bad one, and we're hoping to not see her, or if we do see her, we're hoping to high roll. The really bad one that we do need to care about is Acilio. Marlynn has lost some percentage with Acilio. Wobble can brick Mario's if he doesn't play correctly. This is true, but I'm thinking more about, I guess, my own personal pro quests. We have a lot of Acilios, we have Marionette players. We also have Verdances, but like, get shit on. Acilio is one that we have to care about because it's a very popular hero who just got support, and we kind of can't race him. The only way I think that Fai races Acilio, even with Fire That Burns Within and Art of Phoenix War, is you need to high roll or he needs to low roll, because Acilio can still just rip a 40 damage turn 2 if he draws the nuts. So racing is not consistent, and I think that, you know, if we look at the win-loss here, it kind of bears that out. So I want to make some changes based on Yuki's list, and just based on what I'm expecting the meta to be, which is the top decks are still the top decks, and maybe some other decks have risen up, like Sir Bolton is much better now, Teklavostin is maybe almost a real deck, but we're still just going to play for Verdance, Marionette, Acilio in the top slots, and then the tier under that is like, we're racing, but we're expecting to win the race, or it's like Marlynn and we're just sacking that one and hoping that we either high roll or don't see her. So I'm gonna make a new version, sure. And we are gonna make a few changes, basically cutting things that I don't know if they're good. So I'm gonna cut out Blazing Yoroi. And for now, I'm gonna take out Double Cross Strap, but this one might come back in. I really need to test into Verdance to see if we need AB2, or if we just say AB1, or if we just say AB0 and we're on hard race, because Flight Path does get value against Verdance. But what I do want to put in, based on Yuki's list, I thought the Old Knocker tech was very cool. So what Old Knocker does for us is say, instead of bringing Tunic into our aggro races and needing to wait until turn 3 to see our combo, we can play Old Knocker instead. And the last time I played Fai on stream, we had 2 games. One was a Bolton and one was, I think, a Acilio maybe? It was another aggro deck where we saw our combo on turn 2 and our Tunic is at 2. And in both games I said, wow, if Tunic was up right now, we would have gotten at least 4 more damage this turn. And Old Knocker being here for like Syndra, Acilio, possibly Marionette, possibly KO, is going to be really helpful for saying whenever we need to go, we can go. And Fai is favored into Acilio. Maybe 25% win rate a few weeks ago. I took 40 damage on Fai turn 2. And then Double Salt. Oh, right, you had no blocking cards. To me, that feels like an outlier. But you'll see what I'm thinking here. So Old Knocker is going to go in the inventory. This is also why we cut Yoroi, because the reason we would play Yoroi is for Fai and Syndra, the Draconic Ninja Mirror, but we're just going to play Old Knocker instead. We're going to worry less about what they're doing and focus more on making ourselves better. So Old Knocker goes in, And then what Yuki did that I think makes a lot of sense is we say Amulet of Echoes. So I know Shifty Prince in the chat is just cringing now seeing another deck that his local plays bringing an Amulet. The theory behind Amulet of Echoes, and for one, it's just always good against Acilio, right? Acilio goes for the big Gone in a Flash combo, you break Amulet after they play Gone the second time, they discard 2 cards, and you try to stuff their turn. But the theory I've heard behind this card is Acilio needs to be under pressure for Amulet to be really good. So you play Amulet in like Florian, Jarl, Verdance, and it's less good because the Acilio has more time to craft a turn that doesn't get totally stuffed by Amulet. But you play Amulet in an aggro deck like Fai, Syndra, Arachne Marionette, and you say, hey Acilio, here's my Amulet of Echoes, also you're at 15, you don't have time to sculpt the combo turn, you have to just go. Because if you take 3 more turns to like set up the Blast to Oblivion so that you have 2 ways to play around Amulet of Echoes, and you never have to play the second card before you're basically hellbent, says, well, you're gonna die. So we play Amulet when we're racing the Acilio, which I feel pretty good about. At this point, Amulet of Echoes, a tech piece, kind of shares a spot with Warmonger's Diplomacy, another tech piece, which means that we can go down to 2 copies of Warmonger's Diplomacy and even just move these into the inventory with the understanding that one of these 2 will go into our deck. And now we can play a different 3-block blue, which would just be, oh wow, I just don't have a 3rd Dragon Power in my maybe board. I think it's going to be Dragon Power. Keeps our blue count the same. Regardless, we have 10 blues in the main, and then whichever one of these... Oh. One went wrong here. No, this is good. Okay, we play 13 blues in the main board. Do I think that 13 blues in the main board... I mean, I think it's worth testing. So what's interesting about your tech blues, when you do bring them in, is we play 12 or 13 blues with the understanding and the hope that we're only going to see 1 blue in every hand, and that blue is going to pay for our turn. And we pick our blues based on, well, if we see 2 in a hand, then the second one has some value, right? Rowdy Locals is 0 for 4 at the end of the game, where we get to do the Phoenix Flame thing. Dragon Power is 1 for 5 if we can turn it on. Mounting Anger is usually 1 for 4 because it has an on-hit and triggers Shuko, and Rise from the Ashes plays well with Fire That Burns Within and Art of Phoenix War. But what's interesting about bringing in the Amulet of Echoes and Warmonger's Diplomacy is based on the matchup, we very rarely want to pitch them. Like, if you bring Amulet of Echoes against Acilio and it's the only blue in your hand probably doesn't do the thing you want it to do, because what you really want to do is play like Ronin, Blaze Headlong, Phoenix Flame, Amulet, and get the Acilio that way. Like, you're playing this card to set it up, you're not playing it to pitch it. You don't want to find it in second cycle if your game goes that long. So you almost want to play more blues. Like, you want to play 12 blues main board and then go up to 14 because of the Amulet or the Warmongers, so that you can basically treat this as a red, right? You draw your Dragon Power, you say, okay, pitch Dragon Power, Mounting Anger, Emberblade, Rising Resentment, play Amulet of Echoes, or play Warmonger's Diplomacy. So we're at 11 main board blues. We have a question. A ton of you complained last time about yellow Rise from the Ashes, and the more that I played the card, the more I thought, God, do I even need this? So I think we're actually maybe boarding yellow Rise, and we're gonna put Cinderskin Devotion in the deck. Again, this is like a bad blue. We don't actually like this card, but it's a blue. And if it's the second blue in your hand, it isn't totally worthless. Why is this Cinderskin Devotion and not Lava Vein Loyalty? Because this attacks for 2, and usually if we have 2 blues in our hand, or I guess too many blues in our hand, we are not short on resources. So we could actually pay for Cinderskin Devotion. And if we can't, then we just block with it. Good morning, Rose. Yeah, we're doing Fai gaming today. Why did I cut Ataya? It just kind of doesn't work with what I'm trying to do in this deck. If I want to stay at 12 blues, then I start having to like... wait, did I do this wrong? There's 10 cards. The 10 cards is going to be like... No, this will work because we do Breaking Point, Amulet of Echoes, Phoenix War, Spreading Flames for Cilio, or for Marlynn we would do Breaking Point, Warmongers, Phoenix. Yeah, okay, yeah, this works. Or we just, yeah, because we get 10 cards. Or we do like, what if we don't need either of these cards? Then we do Phoenix War, Spreading Flames, D-React Breaking Point. Yeah, we can make it work. Why not third mounting? Oh, third blue mounting? Yeah, that's a good point. We'll try that for now. The reason I wouldn't play third blue mounting is that it's a 2-block. And I do like having 3 blocks in deck, but you're probably right. We just play the better card. Now, thank you, Audax. That makes sense. Sometimes it's useful to get flame on opponent's turn with 2 blues in hand. You can always do something with the third blue. It's just never as good as if it was a red. Like most of the time. That is the theory behind only playing enough blues that you ever statistically only see 1. It's like usually anytime you have a blue mounting anger, you would just rather be a red mounting anger or a Ronin Renegade or like something else. So I think this makes sense. Yeah, if we treat Warmongers and Amulet as reds, then this makes sense. Okay. So that seems okay as like decent changes. We cut the yellow rise that always felt kind of medium. We have more mainboard blues, which should work better for just curving out on our turn. We're not playing our hate pieces in every matchup. Also because like sometimes you rip Warmonger's Diplomacy against a Syndra off of your Fire That Burns Within turn and you can't pitch it, and then you're just sad about having a Warmonger's Diplomacy that you either arsenal and never use, or you play it to get rid of it and then you draw Rise from the Ashes and you kill yourself. Amulet of Echoes for Cilio. Something that I am thinking about, and that I would encourage you all to think about as well, is Shelter from the Storm. So currently we have 8 defense reactions in our sideboard. We have Sink Below, Loyalty Beyond the Grave, and 2 Shelters. And I had built the deck and said we're only ever playing 8 D-Reacts against Marionette and like Slippy, because we just care more about stopping what they're doing and then playing the rest of our hand for like either on or above rate, grinding them down and then killing them. But that might just be too much. Like, do we need 8 D-Reacts? If I'm boarding into Marionette, it means that I'm bringing these 8 cards and Breaking Point. I don't know if that's good enough. Happy to see some CC gaming. I have a Sage Pro Quest this weekend and completely forgot about it till today. I also have a Sage Pro Quest this weekend, but it's the one Sage PQ that I'm going to, and then I'm back on CC. Wax On worthwhile for Assassin? I don't think so. It's just very narrow. Wax On would replace Shelter from the Storm, and Shelter from the Storm has the anti-Flick Knives text. And Wax On doesn't really stop anything that Shelter doesn't. Shelter stops Leave No Witnesses, it stops Mark of the Black Widow, plus Marionette text because you're marked. Wax On was a lot better against New, because New could like Venomous Bite, Fang Strike her Prognosis, or could Justinick a Prognosis, so you block Prognosis with your Flight Path, and then she Justinicks it, and then you Wax On. Marionette doesn't really do anything on 5 or 6 power, and what Marionette and Slippy do on 6 power is send a head jab and then Razor's Edge it, which means that you would have already had to block the card. So if you were going to stop, if you're marked and you're going to stop Slippy's Mark of the Black Widow, You put 3 block in front of it, they Razor's Edge, you de-react it. At that point, what de-react it is doesn't matter. It could be Shelter, it could be Wax On. They both cover the 3 that Slippy just put on the card, but you could not have not blocked the Mark of the Black Widow, expecting to Wax On it, and also stop the Razor's Edge. The extra 1 just doesn't really do anything against any of the CC legal assassins, but it was very good against new. If it's only going for assassin, is Snag playable, good into more heroes, warriors, and reviled? I don't think so. Because I'm trying to tech against Marionette, Snag doesn't affect weapons. Snag affects attack action cards that are buffed. But if Marionette does like 3 Savor Bloodshed, attack with Calicera, you can't snag that. Or if Marionette does Marionette ability, let me just bring up Snag as I'm like trying to remember what the card text says. Attack action cards can't gain power from their own effects or the effects of attack reaction cards this turn. So there are 2 key things that this doesn't do against Marionette. The first is stop dagger buffs. The second is stop the Marionette buff. So if Marionette flips into Black Widow and does stealth power, stealth attack, Marionette ability, discard an assassin card, give it +3. You can't snag that because the attack reaction didn't come from a card, it came from a hero. It didn't come from an attack reaction card, it came from a hero card. So it's kind of just worthless against Marionette. It was very good against Slippy, but it's like medium against Marionette. You can stop the stains, and that's kind of it. Or if they're on some weird stealth build with Justinic, you can stop that, but I don't think it's worth it. So that's the deck. It all seems the deck was already good. I think this gives it some play into some of its worse matchups, and matchups I expect to be popular. This does very little against Marlynn, but I don't think that we can really tech for her. The tech for Marlynn is more defense reactions, but we're still just getting domed. And then, we put 3 defense reactions in front of a Harpoon, and then our turn is like 4 pass, and then Marlynn just keeps going. I think it's better to probably disrespect her. Against Marlynn, we're probably just boarding in like Phoenix War, Breaking Point, Spreading Flames, Diplomacy, and saying, let's just high roll her. So I'm going to swap over to Talishar. We are going to pray that it does not break the stream. If it does, it's been great seeing you all here. I will very quickly fire up a new live stream, so watch out for that. But all right, everything is now working on my screen. I know there was a little pause there. Did I make it back on yours? The Talishar screen, but stream is loading. I'm gonna give you all a minute. I'm receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, we back, cool. It's always an exciting time to see if everything broke or not. I also, YouTube also sometimes doesn't show me what my stream looks like on my end, so I just kind of hope. Morning, Chris. Came back. Okay, cool, we're so back. Now we're playing Talishar. Okay. We're gonna go away from my sick tech choice for this weekend of Great Axe Dorinthia. Go into, I don't care about meta heroes. We'll do competitive CC, public, cool. All right, we playing games. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, El Dorte. Good morning, Candy. Playing against Jarl Vetreiđi. Against Jarl, we are not playing Old Knocker or Tide Flippers. We are deciding whether or not we want to, how are we respecting this hero? We are trying to do big combo things. How much do I care about Flame Call? In theory, since there's no sound, I am seeing sound on my end. Are you all getting sound on your end? That's a super need breaking point here. I'm gonna try boarding like this. Morning Legendary Stories. I'm getting sound on my end, but you all let me know how you're doing. Okay. What are you doing to me? You're going to destroy... Fused with an earthquake. Okay, you didn't fuse? My playability... I guess you did fuse. You fused it with this crumble? That can't be right. Something happened here. I don't entirely understand what the exposed did. So... We have the 2 blues here, which is kind of unfortunate. We also have this dragon power, which doesn't super do anything right now because it isn't draconic and we don't have a way to make it draconic. So I think we are looking to play this Salt the Wound. I guess not. I mean, I could pitch it, I guess. All right, the Mangle is going to very likely destroy my Tunic, which is sad. I think I am probably playing the Dragon Power this turn. I would like to not do that. Oh, you're blizzarding me? Oh, we're so up. Excellent. I now have a way to convert my hand. I realized that I would have had to spend a resource on Fai to pick up the Phoenix Flame, which I guess does mean that I could have converted this hand. I would have just pitched the Salt the Wound to play the Dragon Power. But if this Jarl is going to give me a resource dump in Blizzard, then we're actually so up. There's a world where I could have pitched the Salt the Wound instead, but now I get to Salt for 5, which is fine. It's not the most exciting thing I can do. But it does hopefully tax Jarl's resources. So we know that he is going to dominate this Mangle and destroy, I assume, my Tunic, which is a shame. Oh my god, I hate this build. Yes, I will pay 1. We pay Inflame the Firebrand. You're just mangling me. I cannot stop this. So we're just taking 8. I'm going to lose my Tunic and I'm sad about it. Yeah. This weird mid-range Jarl build that I don't think is good. Play you. Discard the Phoenix Flame. I have 2 resources floating. Grab a Hot on their heels, so if Jarl doesn't have Blizzard or use the Stalagmite, then my turn works. As it is, my turn still does something. I am not going to break the Pouncing Links. I was going to attack with Emberblade. Instead, I will attack with Hot on their heels because I get to pick up and play my Phoenix Flame. Just pushing damage. Am I looking to break? I'll always respect a Guardian for not going down to Fatigue Slop, even if it's not the best. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a thing, right? This is the full Ice Jarl that's running around. Is there an Ice Jarl running around? That seems... I don't know. I am personally coming to the conclusion that I need to spend more time playing decks that I like rather than decks that are good, especially if I don't like playing the decks that are good. But this is one of those that I'm like, all right. So we're going to get 2 Frostbites if this hits, which is fine. I get to play Mounting Anger, pitching. I guess I play the Ignite, pitching Mounting Anger, float a resource, which lets me pay for Mounting Anger. I will get to Fire Tenant, Phoenix Flame with the floating resource. I mean, I'm just letting this hit. Like, I really can't stop it that easily, and I can pay through the Frostbite because I have blues. Did Jarl break my compass the other day? Turn 1, I still won. I think Jarl is a good deck. He's just, like... He is probably the Guardian, I guess besides Pleiades, that benefits the most from being Fatigue instead of trying to do, like, fun mid-range things. Oh, you're giving me a Stalag... I mean, this is... fine. No weird... Okay. Do I want to destroy Pouncing Links? No. So I am discounted, and then... so this should cost me 0? Oh, it cost me the 1. Okay. For playing the Mounting Anger, I'm a Draconic Link short of being able to pick up my Phoenix Flame, which means that my Fire Tenant is not going to have text. And I wonder if I was supposed to sequence this turn differently. I could also not play the Fire Tenant and set up. I'm a little concerned that this Jarl is playing Command and Conquer because that seems like the kind of build this is. Yeah, Jarl does not make Seismics, not very easily anyway. We're just gonna throw this Fire Tenant. I'm trying to think of what the Jarl would be doing with 4 cards. And what does jump out to me is CNC Pummel, but that might be wrong. And I might have just been punished for not setting up a 5-carder. Oh, you are okay. This is a fun piece of Jarl tech that Ellie Bird made me aware of. Everbloom Life. Everbloom can target an action card in any graveyard. So that means it can target your Phoenix Flame. And the worst thing about this interaction is that Everbloom is not a targeted effect. So you need to activate Fai before the Everbloom resolves. Because if they name your Phoenix Flame with Everbloom, you don't have an opportunity to pick it up. So we have to respond now and pick up the Phoenix Flame. Then the Everbloom Life resolves, and they get to pick something else if they want. So for all you Fai players out there, remember, Everbloom does not say action card in your graveyard, it says action card in a graveyard, which means it can target your Phoenix Flame. Now, we would get a second Frostbite. Does this turn work? Generally. Not even with a second Frostbite. Does this turn function? We cannot turn on the Lava Burst. This turn just kind of doesn't do anything. Because we don't have we have a starter, but we don't have an extender for this turn. So, I mean, we could just put 9 in front of this Hammer, Arsenal the Phoenix Flame, and be done with it. I would kind of like to do something on my turn. But if we get hit by the Hammer, we can't pay for the Emberblade. So I think we are just sinking the hand, and we're sad about it. Everbloom Life continues to feel like a mistake in many ways. It's true. This hand is almost good, but we have this Mounting Anger that we can't pay for. What we do get to do with this hand... Yes. You are Oaken Old no fusing me. See the Blizzard get pitched. This is a weird hand because of this Frostbite. I think we're just taking 7 here. And we are going to pitch our display loyalty to play the Ronin Renegade. That was the second Blizzard we've seen from our opponent, which is now at the bottom of their deck. So they could have a third Blizzard somewhere. I assume they do. I'm also realizing this is Talishar, and of course people are going to hate out on Fai here. Because why wouldn't you? When you can just do it for free. I want to break Pouncing Lings. I do not. I would like to get more than 6 out of my Pouncing Lings if I can. I'm also very aware that if I break Pouncing Lings, my opponent has an opportunity to Blizzard me. That's 3rd red Icequake. Must be nice. Ooh, Frostfang. God, this deck is so ass. Just fold the hand. Wait for Jarl to not be able to convert. I know that Fai is on everyone's tier list is like S or A tier. It's just hilarious to me the amount of like, there's just so much targeted hate for Fai right now. And he has not been a good deck forever. It's been so long since Fai was a good deck that it's hilarious to me that now we had RKO, now Jarl. There's so many people who are like, I am teching as hard as I've ever teched for Fai. It's like, why? I get it, but like, relax. There's the CNC Pummel. We do need to discard to the Pummel, which is going to be... Let's think. Actually might need to have blocked with the Flight Path here. So I do have a Quicken, which means Blaze Headlong can be my starter. So I could discard Ignite. If I discard Inflame the Firebrand, I'm looking at doing something like Ignite, Emberblade, Blaze Headlong, Fai, Phoenix Flame, grab a Lava Burst, I guess, Flight Path, Emberblade, Lava Burst. If I discard the Ignite, I get to do Blaze Headlong with the Go Again, Searing Emberblade, Fai, and Flame. So I get to do 4, 7, 8, 12, with the potential to make it 17. Discarding Blaze Headlong is not correct. If I discarded the Inflame, I get to do 2, 5, 8, 12, 14. All right, so I need to revert to the start of this turn because I do need to block Flight Path. The fight tech is often similar to Mechacilio and Syndra. I guess that is true, right? Like Ice Jarl is going to be really good into a Cilio. I think I'm used to Ice Jarl just really, like, it dies to Verdance. Like, Ice Jarl is missing some pieces that make it very good. All right, you're blizzarding me. Yes, I'm going to pay. So my Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is now safe to use. 2 blizzards have been played, 1 blizzard has been pitched. I get a discount on the Blaze Headlong. I get an addition. So this Blaze Headlong is going to leave me with a floating resource, which is going to let me pick up the Phoenix Flame. I don't believe I'm breaking Pouncing Lynx right now, because I can only get 5 out of it, which is not good. We're just going to Phoenix Flame for 2. We could break Pouncing Lynx here. Find our 5. It's like, are we going to have the opportunity to attack to get Pouncing Lynx value again? That's the balance. Ice Jarl is a potato unless he destroys armor early. Half the reason this is difficult is because your chest is empty, not because of the loss of tunic. That's true. We just do a bunch of blocking. Yeah, no, Dave, you're absolutely right. Like the 3 or 4 frostbites we've picked up this turn is what's really making this game hard. Also the fact that we don't get a free resource every 3 turns. Yeah, the Jarl high roll, which again is like the absolutely insane Jarl tech for like of exposed to the elements. We just keep sinking hands. I'm really excited for when we finally find like 3 Phoenix Wars at the same time and then our hand just doesn't function. Oh my god, Everbloom is such a cancer. All right. You got it, Jarl. Good job. Yeah, the early get my tunic, like, it's a very difficult game for me to win. Very difficult game for me to win. I think if we ever find a Phoenix War, maybe we could have put something together. But the Jarl deck was also built very well to counter us in, like, every hammer had a Icequake on it, and then if it wasn't hammer, it was something disruptive. And, like, that's what the Ice build does. It's just, it's crazy given the nature of cancer. Shut up, Steven. Hyperbole is our friend. Oh, here's our other terrible matchup. Do I want to go first or second? I want to go second. Do I want to play Old Knocker in this matchup? Probably. This is probably one where I do want to go really fast if I can find the opportunity to do so. And we do play Warmongers into Marlynn. Yeah, the Ice Jarl has always been very good at beating the red line aggro decks or the decks that care about specific pieces of equipment. I always win versus Jarl when I play Syndra or Fai. Weird, huh? Wow, Jafar, you should, I mean, are you streaming? Like, I'd love to see your content. You're clearly much better at this game than I am. Port side exchange, that's a spicy boy. Your King Kraken harpooning me for 10 question mark? More than that now? Well, I have a non-attack action in my hand, so I guess I'm going to block with it. You don't draw a card, but you do create 2 gold? And I get to... Do I want to enable chat? I suppose so. Oh, I always match with Jarl when I play Cinder or Fi. Am I a wolf? Today I am a butt plug. You make a gold, we go to resolution. I'm gonna do a fun little trick called activate Fi so I can pick up my Phoenix Flame because I have a fire that burns within in my hand. And I want to do this. We get to do Ignite, which is going to discount the fire that burns within, which is going to discard the Phoenix Flame to draw a card, and is then going to let me activate Fi to pick up my Phoenix Flame again. Breaking Point is not good right now, but we do... I mean, I guess we're just pitching it, right? To activate the Phoenix Flame. Again, just incidental Phoenix Flame hate that has been printed in the time since Fi has been legal. Because for some reason, that was a thing. This was the problem we saw in Mistveil, where Fai was already not good, and then we had like Bonds of Attraction. Just a bunch of random cards, and like Passover. Just a bunch of cards that randomly hit Fai without meaning to, and Sunken Treasure is another one. Sunken Treasure and Everbloom are two recent, like very meta-relevant examples of like, why does this card hit on Fai? Why did this need to be a thing? This hand is not very good. We have a lot of one costs and no easy way to pay for them. Marlynn is doing Marlynn things. This King Shark Harpoon is about to wreck us. I guess we're just taking damage, and our turn is going to be like pitch a card to play Mounting Anger, Arsenal, Rise from the Ashes, and be sad. The amount of strays Fai has taken since its heyday is crazy. Like, the way that they have printed cards since Uprising just really shows, like, they didn't expect Fai to still be here. They designed a bunch of cards that would not have mattered if Fai wasn't, if he'd already LL'd, because there wouldn't be a Phoenix Flame hero. And then he just didn't win anything ever again. And now it's suddenly really important that, like, Sunken Treasure, Everbloom Life, all of the Mistveil Assassin attacks exist. So this hand is sick if we get to keep it. Now, do we get to keep it? This is the Arsenal one. We don't get to keep this hand. This might surprise you. We don't get to keep this. But we're not I mean, for one thing, it has overpower, so we can't block it. The other way in which Marlynn got really good. So, actually, I need to refer to the start of the previous turn, because I need to activate Rowdy Locals on their turn. We're going to Old Knocker out this Phoenix War, and then we're just kind of praying that things get better. So we have to do something, right? We can't just, like, we can't stop this unless I give all of my armor, which I'm actually now like, what if we did give all of our armor? Oh, never mind, this is 9. We'd have to give our Pouncing Links too, which is not good. We need our Phoenix Flame because we need to Old Knocker. And we're just praying that this works out. It did not. We did not find a starter. So yeah, we just die. Yeah, that was a game. A game of flesh and blood was played. And I'll have to put more thought into how to play around that. So we could have brought in defense reactions, but I don't know how much those help us. Because the dominate, or the overpower is always like 9 or 13, which a single Sink Below doesn't get us out of. It would have gotten us out of it on that one specific turn. But is that reliable? Like, can we count on that? We do big combo things. How do I fill out the other 2 cards in my deck? I actually don't know how to fill out the last 2 cards in my deck if I'm playing against another, like, aggro hero that doesn't care about Warmongers or Amulet. Just bring in these 2 Sink Belows, I guess. We're going first, so we are trying to probably just set up. We just pass. We don't let Katsu filter. We're going to put Spreading Flames in our arsenal. It was one of the best designs specifically. If the deck was ever a problem, you could add counterplay into the game for it. Katsu doing big Katsu things. I'm not blocking any of this because my hand doesn't do that. And I am expecting that Katsu's going to do his big turn, and then we're going to do our big turn. But we do have a problem with trying to stop, like, as much as, oh, well, Katsu broke the chest, has a good hand, is doing combo. Like, yes, I could just sink the hand and try to stop this, but I don't think that's a winning line. But maybe it is. Gust Wave into Bonds, into, oh right, you're gonna dishonor me. All right, so now I'm glad that we're saving armor to stop the dishonor, saving cards to stop the dishonor. Yeah, but I just block the dishonor instead, right? Play Bonds of Ancestry, a very fair card in Flesh and Blood. This card is actually kind of okay. I just have a personal hatred of it because Fai can't use it. Outsiders comes out, the ninja set, Outsiders comes out, doesn't give Fai any good support, and then prints the best ninja card that has ever existed, and Fai, at the time, was the only ninja who couldn't use it. This is +1, so we are going to give Flight Path, Fire that burns within, Rise from the Ashes. And if they have the Ancestral, then I scoop. When Gust Wave does not have text. Okay. No, we just do a 2-card 8. We still have our Spreading Flames. We still have all of our stuff. So we do have the opportunity still to do a big combo thing. It shows that Phoenix Flame wasn't the best game design compared to later hero techs and abilities. I mean, I don't think there's an argument that Uprising heroes are designed as well as the later heroes, because later heroes have definitely been pushed. I don't think the Phoenix Flame is necessarily a problem. It's just like, I really do think that LSS didn't expect Fai to still be here. There are a lot of cards that get better, a lot of cards that make sense if Fai doesn't exist. Does this hand do anything good? Not really. I could try to sink this. Sink below here, sink the Mounting Anger. Try to find something better. I wonder if arsenaling the Spreading Flames was just a mistake. I am going to sink this Mounting Anger. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Play this. Sink this. Double Rise from the Ashes is kind of maybe okay. It is a 2-card 7. Or I can just put more cards in front of the Surging Strike. Ugh. This game is not going well. I guess I let this hit and I'm just going to block the next thing. I really need the Katsu to stumble at some point, and so far they haven't. Bonds of Ancestry, of course. If you're going to Bonds, you can't dishonor me, right? Descendant Gust Wave, because you don't have a Descendant Gust Wave. You have the other Gust Wave. All right, so this attacks for 3 or blocks for 3. I guess we'll just block here. Katsu is just Acilio with physical damage. Changed my mind. Acilio is better than Katsu because Acilio has 2 cards that make the deck playable, and Katsu has exactly 1 card that make the deck playable. If Bonds of Ancestry was banned again, like it should have been, like it should have stayed banned, Katsu would not be a playable hero in the game of Flesh and Blood. We are just doing a 2-card 7, which is very sad. We get to Phoenix Flame into Break Chain. into Tiger Strike, Phoenix, into Rise from the Ashes, Phoenix Flame again, which gets a Shuko trigger. And then I guess we're just hoping that Katsu can't do 9 damage to us in a turn. It'll be quite a stumble now if their equipment is gone. I just need one. I just need one stumble from Katsu. This hand does a powerful thing. This hand does what? Rising Resentment into Old Knockers, Spreading Flames, into Ignite, into Spreading Flames, into Hot on Their Heels, Phoenix Flame, Lava Burst? Alright. Chat. What's happening? How do I not continue to lose games of Flesh and Blood? I guess this, okay, maybe the Spreading Flames is wrong. Maybe the Spreading Flame should have been D-React. I'm just gonna concede. I don't get out of this anymore. Oh, or our Katsu opponent just gets 21 value per turn. That'll do it. All right, so we went too heavy on combo there, so we need to just play Phoenix War and then not play Spreading Flames. All right, this one now is our time. We can do this one. Let's play AB0 here. In this case, your main mistake was losing to die roll. True. Always the problem with aggro mirrors. All right, here we do big combo. I know this line. I know this decision. Though again, we don't need these blues. I think we do just play the Flame Call package, and we can board out nothing. Just play 61. I want to enable chat. Sure. Is it you? Do you want into only? It's me. I'm on a losing streak, so this will be free for you. Why doesn't Bun get to play Talishar with you? Honestly, Bun would do better. Like, Bun would be winning these games. Bun would clearly be the better Flesh and Blood player. Right, I'm going first. I do not want my opponent to filter. This might surprise you. So we are going to pass. And we are going to be sad when our opponent CNCs us turn 0. And if our opponent does CNC us turn 0, I would rather not have access to the Spreading Flames. Testing some new stuff, so it might be a game. Well, we're already on Limbs of Ligma instead of Stonewall Gauntlet, which is going to be sick for us. Ask them, are you Delph? Chat wants to know if you are Delph. This turn is going to be sick if we actually get to do it. Our Tunic is down. We do have this blue. Yes, you are Delph. Surant, this is Delph. Delph loves you, chat. So keep that in mind throughout this game, all right? If we're getting high roll, don't be too rude, because Delph loves you. You're gonna get roasted for your plays. No one roast Delph unless they beat us, but do it kindly, but do roast them. Cadaver's telling for... Okay, we're so up. Chat, we're back. Unless this is Pummel. Well, we're not blocking this. Actually, that isn't true. I want to get my flight path here, in case I get to go really hard. Which seems likely, because I'm going to have the locals resource. So this is probably a turn where I'm just going to double Emberblade. Right, there's no Pummel. We're so up. So we rise from the ashes. This does in fact say my next draconic card. You're going to ignite. I don't need to do this now. I just need to do it. I can do it in reaction. I can do it in defense step. Like, this is not the important part of this turn. The important part is that the ignite is floating. And I am going to Phoenix War. We love Delph. Who's Delph? I don't know who Delph is, aside from my opponent. That one I got. Right, we Phoenix War. Our hand is slightly okay. The Flame Call Awakening here is going to be sick. The second Rowdy Locals is less sick. As far as sequencing goes, this doesn't super matter. I think it's probably going to be Spreading Flames here into Activate Fai. No, that doesn't make sense, because if I'm going to play the Flame Call and double Emberblade, I need 4 resources. So I need to play my Flame Call first so that I get a free Fai activation. Delph is a purple Discord personality? Okay. That would make sense why I don't know them, because I don't go in Verdance chat or on purple Discord. So this is the big turn. What are we breaking Pouncing Links for? Seeing some of these cards for the first time ever. New players spotted. Or at least new since UPR. Rip our boy. The amount of, this is hilarious to me because it's just like the amount of time that Fai has not been a meta-relevant hero that people don't know what Flame Call Awakening does. Like, one of the most iconic Fai cards that someone would not know. Oh, that's hilarious. At how long Fai has been here. Okay, so I could find Lava Burst. The problem with Lava Burst is I don't get a Shuko trigger out of it. I do just get 7 points, which means it's probably worth it because I can't make the Phoenix Flame, I can't make it Draconic at the same time. They've taken 2 points of damage, 2 hits, and I'm putting 4 more links on the chain. I'm like very suspicious that the Salt is still going to be worth more, but I guess Salt would have to be 5 hits. Yeah, we are just breaking Pouncing Links, and we are going to find... I mean, we could find Fire that burns within to discard a Phoenix Flame. Is that better? It's cooler. It's definitely cooler. And what if we draw a Lava Burst? I'm missing my Stonewall Gauntlets now. Fair. Oh my god, we're so good at this game. Chat. I don't have my big finisher, but I do still get to double Emberblade. Every time I play like a Bolton, I spend half the game reading his cards. Fair. I mean, iconic Draconic card. Yeah, that's Maratek. Stoic Men in Lava Sauna. This was the Flame Call. So in Uprising, the Draconic Ninja aesthetic was Angry Woman in Fire. In Uprising, it was Stoic Man in Fire. Flame Call Awakening, Brand with Cinderclaw, Rip, Rising Resentment. There was a lot of stoicism from Draconic Ninja in the olden days. I'll activate Fai so that you don't know what I have in my hand. but it's reasonable that you can assume that I am going to activate Fai on you. And then how are we doing this? I don't think I'm not going to be cute. I'm just going to play the Ignite. Like, I could do the Emberblade first and then play Ignite. The problem with doing Ignite is I have to remember to activate my flight path at the right time, and like, what if I just didn't do that? What if I just sequenced a way that is good? I don't need to, I feel like withholding information here is not like the play. All right, chat, we're doing it. We're so back. We have been high rolled, and now we are doing the high rolling. Bruh. Last one, I promise. Boots work on the sword? Yeah. They do. It's sick. Boots do work on the sword. Boots' sword is like the coolest thing that Fai can do that Syndra can't. Obviously, Syndra can also boots her daggers, and that was the big thing that you do on your Wrath of Retribution turn. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chain links on turn 2. All right. Everyone remember to see how much value we got out of this turn after this game ends. Well, Fai giveth and Fai taketh away. This hand is like functional. This is a 3-card 11. It's pretty all right. Those are, those are Aurora numbers. We're going to arsenal the display loyalty because I care more about its text than the hot on their heels text. But neither one of these will have go again. So we just send, here's a 5. Here's Lava Burst on Chainlink 3. I guess it's like reasonable. Yeah, Boots Sword is like the coolest thing. Syndra can do Boots Dagger, which she did do on Rathe turns, but Fai gets to do Boots Sword, which gets you value out of Ignite. It gets you value out of Tunic. When combined with your Spreading Flames, is really fucking good. There is also a very cool line that Ellie introduced to me that came from, I believe the user's name is Ashlyn. Big Fai poster in purple, makes Fai content. If you have 2 blues in hand and no Draconic starter, but you do have boots, you can do pitch blue to Emberblade for 3, no go again. Pitch your second blue to break boots, floating 2 resources to give the Emberblade go again. Then send Emberblade again. The second swing of Emberblade sees the first swing of Emberblade and now has 3 go again. It was like a terrible line. You only do it if you really don't have another way out, but it's kind of cool. So this is threatening 8. We have 3 blues in hand, which is kind of tragic, but we do have a Dragon Power as our 3rd blue. So I'm kind of thinking we take 8 here, and our line is going to be Mounting Anger, Emberblade, Display Loyalty, Hot on Their Heels, Break Fealty, use Tunic, Dragon Power. We could just block a bunch here, and then we could block. The problem with this hand, actually, if we did want to block, like we could give this Dragon Power, and then just do Mounting Anger, Emberblade, play these 2 Fai. Or the thing is, we have such a tremendous life lead, and I do just want to end this game quickly, that we get to send 6 more damage if we keep this Dragon Power. It's 3 on defense and 6 on offense, because we'll get to turn it on and we get our... Sorry, it's 5. We were going to get our Shuko trigger from the Mounting Anger. My tally's a bit bugged. Going to refresh the site. 1 sec. Yeah, this is like a fine hand. I would rather have this Dragon Power be like a Ronin Renegade, but this is still fine. Yeah, turn 2 blues into 2 red head jabs. You don't get your Ember, like, I don't know, your 3rd Emberblade if you're counting on as head jabs, but it bails you out. Like, if this Mounting Anger had been the 3rd Dragon Power, Boots would have gotten us out. which is just cool. Sequencing here doesn't super matter. Thank you all for being here today. Exciting to see you all come back. We got a spike of viewers for this game, which is cool because this is the game I'm going to win. And you all weren't here for the other 3 games that I lost. This is 3-5. So we are threatening lethal. We're going to start getting armor from our opponent, which is nice, as we have to wear through it at some point. And we Phoenix, and Phoenix gets the Shuko. And we'll do Tunic. And we'll do Fealty. And we'll send 5. Okay, get ready. We're going to clear the mark. Oh, nothing happened because we're not Syndra. Felling of the Crown. Card's broken. We are going... Okay. We have 2 Phoenix Flames in graveyard. So this Rise from the Ashes gets a little bit better. Let's give a thinking. So if we bottom our blue, we rise, we pick up a Phoenix Flame. We go 7 go again. 3, 1, 5, 2. So we get 13 out of these 3 cards. If we keep this blue, actually we don't have a starter, so this just like doesn't make sense. I'm not blocking this. This might surprise you because I have life. We do rise. I don't think this turn kills Verdance, but I think this turn strips her hand and then the next turn kills her. We are just keeping her off of full hands of cards. At this point, we really want to keep her off of 3 cards, off of 2 cards so she can't felling us again. But to close the game out, we may be looking at needing to find another like Phoenix War or Spreading Flames turn. The problem with Spreading Flames is we do kind of need it to be a 5-card hand. Art of War in a 4-carder is great. Art of War in a Spreading Flames in a 4-carder is a little worse because you have to pay for it, which means you're probably only getting 2 value out of it tops, where Phoenix War you're getting like 4. Nope, first he wins the calling for CC and immediately LLs. I don't, Flurple, I don't think anyone is investing. Oh, that was from hand. Thanks, Rise. I don't think anyone is investing in Fi now. I haven't heard anyone say like, ooh, what Fi card should I buy? Everyone that I've talked to is like, Fi seems really cool. I'm not going to buy him. Which is fair. Reading is a skill I don't possess. Smartest Verdance player. Heart. So that they know that I'm kidding. That I'm not actually mean. No, and I invested in my Fi cards forever ago. I got my Fi cards back the, what was it, 2 or 3 spoiler seasons ago when there was that rumor that Phoenix form was going to be really good, and so people bought it out. And then there was just nothing. What set was that? Where there was the big like, ooh, Phoenix. I'm going to Fi on your turn. I don't know how much that... I guess it was the same thing. If I had the blue, I would have pitched the blue, play fire, spend 2 resources, pick up the Phoenix Flame, and then had this hand. This just means I get to Fi again. I think this line was okay. I think this line was slightly more optimal, but ultimately doesn't super matter. I cannot break the chain here to play Rise from the Ashes. This Rise is just going to get pitched to a Phoenix Flame, and I'm kind of sad about it. But I'm a resource short of being able to Arsenal a card. Was it Hunted? I don't think it was Hunted. Because Hunted, it would have made sense for Fai to get support. I feel like this one was a set where it didn't make sense that Fai was getting a card, so that's why it was like so weird. We all thought it was an expansion slot. Oh, right, this gets the Shuko trigger. Well, this is Verdance, so she only makes the one embodiment. It isn't Florian. This Lava Burst should get 2 cards. I can't think of a single non-attack action that would block 5. Mental block? Die? It was a 37 value turn. I really remember this 18 value turn being better than it was. I mean, we'll take the 18 is fine, but yeah, the 37 value turn was, that was a real hand of cards I drew. I told chat that anything that isn't CNC lets me do a cool thing. It might have been C. Oh, it was either Rosetta or C. Okay, but as much as we're all like, well, that 37 value turn, like, I am. VOD will be live soon. Yeah, that was a sick turn. It was very 1 in a million, though. Also very draw dependent. Nice. Catch you later. I want to keep playing, chat. I don't want to be a positive member of the community. I want to jam games on Talishar. Okay. We got the Jarl run back. I still think we want to go second. As much as it sucks that Jarl can high roll us, I do think going second is optimal. This is probably a Flame Call matchup. Okay, what if we did this? We could play 62. What if I played 65? What if we boarded out our Sync Blows and put in our loyalties instead? What if we played 64 cards? No. We don't play Breaking Points, we play Warmongers because we want more blues. What if we did this? Hey, Delph. Yeah, that was sick. I was very nervous about that game. Yeah, and then it's just like, we just popped off. This is a functional hand of Flesh and Blood cards. Do I need to Fai on their turn? No. Unless I wanted to filter, which I don't. I need to scrub this of the internet if I want to get taken seriously again. Yeah, like, anything, literally anything that you do that isn't Command and Conquer has the same outcome. I guess if you had played Everbloom Life and forced me to pitch to pick up my Phoenix Flame, then my turn gets a lot worse. But besides that, my turn was just, like, it was sick. I saw my opening hand, said, this is sick, and then saw what I drew and said, holy shit. If you don't disrupt me, you're going to take a bunch of damage. How am I playing around Blizzard? I play Inflame next. I could put this on Chainlink 3, but that doesn't matter. Red Disable. Okay, so you are also, like, mid-rangey. But Red Disable is not a card that I'm terribly afraid of. Like, I'm much more afraid of Frostfang than I'm of Disable. This is like, this is Jarl Victor cosplay. Titan's Fist. What does this hand do? This hand can do... play Rise, pick up my Phoenix Flame, pitch Warmongers to Mounting Anger, so I don't need the Warmongers. I want to rise, Mounting Anger, Emberblade, Phoenix Flame, and then I just don't get to Fai activation. That's fine. Just tell my friends you high rolled me and I'm actually him. I mean, I did high roll you. So I want to make that abundantly clear. This was not like, Fai doesn't do that every game. I think my best turn before that was like a 5-card 30 value turn, which is still nuts. But the 5-card 37 was the best turn that I've had. Okay, that's fair. And then we just Phoenix Flame you, and I'm like, eh. How's Fai positioned in the upcoming meta? He is going to be very strong. He kind of has his same limitation that he's always had, which is, yeah. Well, I was gonna play this Loyalty Beyond, but instead I'm not. He has the same limitation he had before, which is he's super soft to disruption. And he doesn't really have tech for the aggro mirror. So that's the problem I've been having with him today. Like, the games that I've lost have either been to another Jarl, where they sniped my Tunic turn 1, and then would just give me Frostbites. They were playing, like, Ice Jarl, and so everything they did was disruptive in some way. And on a lot of hands, I drew the blue to play through it, but on the hands that I didn't, I just did, like, very little damage. The next game was a Marlynn, who again, just like every turn was something disruptive with Overpower. I was prepared for my one big pop-off turn, and they hit me with the Arsenal disruption card. And then that got me. And then the game after that was a Katsu, who won the die roll and then did 21 value turns over the course of the game. So like, he's soft to disruption, and he doesn't have a ton for the aggro mirror besides go second and draw better. So I think he's positioned really well. He's got very strong pop-off turns, but I think he has all of the same weaknesses that he already did. Is it me or is Fai more clunky too with all the 1 costs? I don't think so, because you can just not play the 1 costs. All right, Icequake into Witchable, Disable. This hand is okay. I'm gonna block with the Loyalty Beyond, which means my arsenal is safe, so I don't have to cover the Crush. But I will get Frostbitten if I get hit by this. If I get Frostbitten, what am I doing? One like Ronin Renegade, Pitch Rowdy Locals, Emberblade, Salt the Wound, Arsenal Spreading Flames. And if I'm doing that, then I'm supposed to block with the Rowdy Locals. No, that doesn't work. I really want this Salt back in my deck, but I don't think I can make that happen. I'd have to get hit, play Ronin, Emberblade, pitch Salt and Rowdy Locals, float a resource, activate Fai, so I burn a resource and then I arsenal the Spreading Flames. But it does put the Salt back in my deck, which I think is good. I could play Spreading Flames, like I could do Spreading, Ronin, Emberblade, Phoenix Flame, but my Spreading's getting 4. It's getting +1, that's really bad. Mostly been playing Acilio. Fai sounds similar to what Acilio was up to this point. The new tools do help him a lot, because Art of War is an insanely powerful card. The problem is that he was not very good when he had Art of War. Like, he had Art of War in heavy hitters and was not a playable deck because of Victor in particular. But what Victor did was block, be disruptive, and get value. And for one thing, that is still just a good thing that Victor can do. Like, Victor is still a playable hero in the game of Flesh and Blood, and I think would be a reasonable pick into this meta if you can deal with Verdance. And I guess Acilio, but you have Disruption for Acilio. Fai just got Art of War back. Like, he didn't get anything else. Marionette is as disruptive as New was, and Fai had a new problem. So he will have a Marionette problem. Marlynn just beats the shit out of Fai, and I think... Oh, this hand is not good. You are spinal crushing me? Sick. I am giving you my hand of cards. This is 6. I will block 6, take 3, hit you with this Ronin Renegade, and then just wait for something better to happen. Yeah, Fai into Marlynn is like dog shit, and I don't really know a way to make that good. I think you want to play a bunch of D-React, but you still need a pop-off turn to kill her. Hey, this hand is also dog shit. I wish I could play this Loyalty Beyond the Grave. Can I just sack this hand? If I sack this hand... Alright, what if I don't sack this hand? I do Fire Tenant, Spring Tunic, Flame Call, find a Phoenix Flame, pitch Loyalty to Fire, draw a card. I don't think I want to sack this. I think I want to let this Jarl pummel me. I can discard my Loyalty Beyond and then just draw a card. Yeah, this is fine. I don't know. I think Marlynn is just going to be a really bad matchup for Fai. Hey, we got the blue. Okay, now this hand is much better. We took a bunch of damage for that, but it actually ended up working out pretty well. So I don't think there's a way for Fai to make Marlynn even 50-50. I think it's just going to be a bad matchup. I don't need to Tunic this unless Jarl has Blizzard. So I am going to Tunic here. I'm going to need to Tunic this turn anyway, so I am going to Tunic. Marlynn's going to be bad. I think Marionette is very easily doable. There's the Blizzard. Okay. I'm going to pay 2. We're going to pay 2, because at minimum I can just play the Phoenix Flame. Search, find a Phoenix Flame, which I believe is the... I'm just playing Phoenix Flame and arsenaling the fire. I'm trying to think if there's a way to like play fire and do the thing, and I can't because I would only have 2 Draconic Chain Links. I cannot play the fire and activate Fai. So we just send the Phoenix Flame. I give my opponent more quick dodge value. They're on 2 cards, so I'm not super concerned that my turn is going to be very heavily impacted. Fai is good in the gravy. I think the big roadblocks to Fai are going to be Victor and oh, this hand. Ooh, and you're just E-striking me? You're just doing damage? My hand is going to be sick. How am I sequencing this? I'm doing Spreading Flames, Rising. I think I'm not doing any tricksy sequencing here. I'm just like playing cards. Pitch the Rowdy Locals. He's going to do really poorly into Victor and Marlynn. He will have a fine, like an unfavored but not unwinnable Marionette matchup. His Acilio will be okay. His Katsu will be I also don't think Katsu is a good deck. Which, as much as we lost to that Katsu, I'm like, well, they just high-rolled us. They won the die roll. They drew insanely well at every turn in the game. I don't think Katsu's a real deck. If I'm thinking about the top decks, it's going to have a bad Marlynn and Victor. He's going to have a great Verdance. He's going to have a good Gravy. I'm sick. He will... I've already activated Fai, so I can't break Pouncing Links for another Fire. I don't have a good way to use this. I've not triggered Shuko yet. I do want to break Links. We're gonna find... I think it's just Lava Burst. We go Ember Blade. We go Flight Path. We go Ember Blade. If they have Blizzard, this is terrible, but I don't think they have Blizzard, because they would have played Blizzard. I think Fai's KO matchup is going to be basically 50-50. It'll be an aggro race. Right, it'll just be, did KO find the Blood Rush before Fai found the Phoenix War? KO also has decent disruption into Fai. Like, Strongest Survive is going to be good. Erase Face is going to be good. And I think Erase Face is something KO can play for Acilio and Dio. The Dio matchup is going to be a race for Fai. I think Fai will be unfavored, but you can play D-Reacts. It isn't like KO where you're just taking every Boom Grenade. Like, I think Fai could actually have some counterplay. Like, I've been voting very aggressively into all of my aggro mirrors so far, but I think I should be playing Sync Blows most of the time. Yeah, Fleshbag into Fai is very good, but Fleshbag was also very good into Syndra, and Syndra had a favorable matchup into KO with less armor and not as much potential to get value from D-Reacts. I think KO won't have to deal with Flick Mask from Fai, but I think KO will still have to deal with, here's a bunch of damage, can you keep up? Also, some of your cards don't block. So my point with Fai is I think he will be either S tier or high A. He does have counter picks, but his counter picks have their own problems. That's fair. I get that. Yeah, we had our 27-point Spreading Flames turn. You have to give me either a 3 block and then send 3 back. So either go to 4 and then put me to 4. Oh, or you meant to play it out and just didn't. That's funny. If it makes you feel better, Mambono 5, I don't think you were winning this game. I get to do, on my next turn, so I arsenal the Loyalty Beyond, which I immediately use for the hammer. I get to do Ignite into Emberblade, float 1, activate Fai, Phoenix Flame for 1. So I get to, okay, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. And you would not have had anything that stops me. So if you weren't dead that turn, you would have been dead the next turn. Yeah, I think Fai will have good outcomes. Hey, we got another Verdance. We want to go first, I believe, because Syndra wanted to go first. And we're kind of the same deck. We put in the Flame Call package, because what else are we doing? Is there a card I can cut? It's probably like one of the reds. It's probably just Hot on Their Heels comes out to make 60. The reason we're going first against Verdance is that I just want to arsenal and pass. I don't want to let her filter. I'm on AB 0, so I don't want to let her do spells. And with her build, she's on 9D reacts and like spells. So Verdance's good turn 1 is, or turn 0 is like Burn Bear, Waning Moon, Arsenal, a D-React. And if she does that, then I'm like super sad about it. But if I go first and she does, and I just set a card and pass, and she does Burn Bear, Waning Moon, set a card, like cool, I took a bunch of damage, but now I get 5 cards to punish her. The only punish for this is, I mean, also like Verdance has other stuff she can do on turn 0. Like if this is her turn 0, she gains 3 and I take 2 and I'm sad about it. But now like if this is what she's doing on her turn, this is terrible. What are you? Gain a life. Decompose, you can't, but what if you did? If you do, you may search your deck for an Earth Aura. You may search your deck for a Ring of Roses and put it on top of your deck. So like this would have been a pretty good turn 1 for Verdance. She just gains 4 and sets a card. Instead, it's a terrible opener considering what I'm doing. Do I get to play my Phoenix Flame then pick it up again? I believe the answer is no. I would have to play my Mounting Anger to turn on the Phoenix Flame, I break the chain, and then I don't have a Draconic starter. So I don't get to pick up I don't get to play my Phoenix Flame twice, but I do get to play my Phoenix Flame, you know, at all. Also, this hand is really good. I'm going to get my Shuko trigger. I am threatening a shit ton of damage. Like, she has to deal with a Mounting Anger now. Mounting Anger for 7 is a big deal. Really curious about the limbs of Ligma from Verdance's. I know Delphi was, or Delph was playing it. This is the second one I've seen now. I guess because it blocks 2 all the time, right? But like, so you just get a sideboard slot back. You replace Stonewall, you get a sideboard slot back because now you don't need to worry about like, I'm playing this 1-block arms against Syndra or something. I don't know. Pick a hero that doesn't ever turn it on. Okay, that's very rude. I can do 3-2-3, or I can do 3-4-1. 3-4-1 is more exciting to me. I don't have a way really to punish the mental block. I am not breaking links right now. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to do this. Lol. I'm supposed to do this. I just talked about this. Being able to be decomposed helps a lot. Oh, Sowing Thorns? That makes sense. I'm confirming that I cannot activate my hero power for any benefit. Limbs is nice because it's decomposed fodder. Sure, that's true. Need it early. I've been trying it in school in some matchups, but I think it might be wrong to run it against such aggressive decks. Fai is an interesting one to play Stonewall into because you don't know how easy it is for him to break the chain in any given turn. Sometimes it's very easy. Oh, you just had the Ring of Roses. This has got to be wrong. Like, surely you were supposed to block with this. This is a hand of cards, and I can play it. Oh, I have my Tunic up. Okay, so I will get good value from this hand. Because if I can't play this Mounting Anger, this turn is like okay, but not great. If my Tunic isn't up, my sequencing is Spreading Flames, Hot on Their Heels, Mounting Anger, Fai, and my Spreading Flames was worth 5. But with the Tunic, I get to sequencing here doesn't super matter. I'm going to throw the spreading flame. I want to end on the Phoenix Flame. I want to throw all of my chain. No, that's wrong. Never mind. We do Emberblade, and then we do Tunic, and then we do Mounting Anger, because the Mounting Anger is going to turn on the Hot on their heels. I would have liked to get my Phoenix Flame out before the Mounting Anger so that the Mounting would get the Shuko trigger and attack for 4, but I lose too much value to make that happen. Like, the point I gain from Mounting Anger, I lose on Hot on their heels by sequencing that way. So instead, I'm just going to play the hand in a way that makes sense. Sowing Thorns is sadly not good. I'm not breaking links here. I would get 6 out of this links, and I want more than that. If I could get 7 out of my links because I hadn't used my Tunic, my Shuko trigger, then I would. But the Shuko is going on the Phoenix Flame, so I'm fine. I would just get 6. I can get more than that. Or I can put Verdance lower so that she needs to start caring about, like, pouncing links for 5. I can't complain because Verdi has gotten banger after banger in the last few sets. Yeah, Verdance is fine. The fact that you got anything at all, you were tilling me for 8. I have an Ignite, which lets me play the Spreading Flames. My turn here is very medium. I don't have the Tunic. I cannot get you to the point where breaking point matters unless I break my links to find Ignite. So what I can do is Ignite, Spreading Flames, Rising Resentment, Phoenix Flame, break links, Ignite, breaking point. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Like, I don't want to block this with a breaking point. If I block with a breaking point, my turn kind of sucks. I get to do 2, 3, 3, 3. But if I don't, if I keep my breaking point, I get to do a really cool thing, which I'm interested in doing. I can't sequence in a way that Ignite gets the Spreading Flames buff. We're just doing Ignite. Verdance is on Helm of Ligma, not Crown, so the breaking point does have text. If you're going to let me hit, I am going to break my mask. We are going to find a Ignite. No? Did I click too far? I definitely don't want to close the combat chain. I'm pretty good on the combat chain here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breaking point is going to get the Spreading Flames text. Tune in Verdance has minus 20 life and a ring and Ligma equipment. We're talking about Sowing Thorns. Well, Austin, you missed like the whole first half of this game where Verdance has just been getting bodied. Her turns... I went first, set a card, I don't know. Verdance's turn 1 was gain 4 life, pass. And then my turn was like, cool, Spreading Flames line. She took a bunch of damage and then played the Ring of Roses. And I was like, I don't think playing the ring is right here. But no, because her opening line was Heartbeat Sowing Thorns. Oh, we just get a Felling. And then we Ignite. And we're going to see if Verdance correctly anticipates what's happening. Survey says yes, but she's going to have to give me a bunch of equipment to stop this breaking point. She's going to have to give me this 3 block, her Bark Skin, and a Ligma. And if she's only getting 2 out of the first Bark Skin, we are up tremendous. Yeah, this is pretty good. We did use our pouncing links for that turn, but we still have our boots. This hand sucks. I can do 3, 3, 4, 1. I can do 3, 3. 4. It's 3, 3, 4, 1 either way. Okay. I could like arsenal a card, but I don't super want to do that because I'm already ahead in this game, and I think the way Verdance starts to climb back into it is plow under. We're gonna send the Rising Resentment. If she doesn't block it, then I'm like tremendously up. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we just do Mounting Anger. I'm Tunic resource off of being able to do Tunic Flame Call, find my Phoenix Flame, pitch the Phoenix Flame to play Mounting Anger. Find Alls. All right, you get hit. I'm activating Fine Response. Mounting Anger lets me banish the Phoenix Flame. I don't get a Shuko trigger, but I do get a mounting buff, and then I just hit you. What 2-card play? It's got to be Felling, right? Because you blocked with a Felling from hand, and then you gave me a bunch of armor to protect this. This is like almost a functional hand of cards. I think we're bottoming Breaking Point, and then this turn is just sad. I mean, my Tunic is going to be up. I could also just Rise from the Ashes, 3, 3, 5. Or I bottom Breaking Point, and it's 3, 1, 3. Yeah. All right. Say no blocks. I am not threatening lethal, but still doing a decent amount of damage. And what did I say? 3, 3, 5. So I'm threatening 11. I'm possibly putting her to 2. She could give me some armor. I mean, the Barkskin is online, but I'm also not really... This is both a good and bad turn. Like, the 3-card 11 is sick, but I'm also not doing anything that really prompts her to block. I don't get punished by her using Barkskin at all. I'm in a very good position this game. Like, let's not mince words on that. There is an argument for me to save the Tunic in case I draw like Phoenix War, but I think I'd rather just push. Confirming, I do not have a Phoenix Flame. And then we Tunic, and then we Breaking Point. And we punish her for keeping a 2-carder, or she just blocks 3 and sets a card, and then we get full tempo. I have a fealty now, which is nice. Ooh, we even get a fruits. And okay. Surely. Oh, it doesn't matter. She's not online. Okay. And what do we get? We get poop. So we could do the Emberblade trick, which is not very good. It's like fine, it functions if we need it to. We could do the pitch 2 Rowdy Locals for Emberblade with Flight Path into Fire Tenant into Lava Burst, but I have a fealty, so I don't need to do that. What do I want to do with the other Rowdy Locals? Have I tried Tiger Ira Post Pen? No. Like in CC, I have not tried Ira. I don't think I would try Ira. Ira seems really bad. And she's fine. Like, Ira's always had her thing of like, she's fine, but why would you play Ira and not a different deck? And then we Fi. This Rowdy Locals is an interesting card for us to have because we can't really do anything. Like, we could... We're not going to attack with it, right? We're going to play the Lava Burst instead. Where Lava Burst gets interesting is if Verdance takes the damage and just, like, went to 4, then I would Flight Path Rowdy Locals, because now Rowdy Locals says if you block this, it gets better. Why not Arsenal a Flame 2 turns ago? Instead of what? Hey, oh, we're a tunic resource off of doing like the cool thing. This is still going to be a cool turn. Is it? Is this going to be a cool turn? There has not been any point in this game that I can remember where the Phoenix Flame didn't get like Shuko value or value from a Spreading Flames. Like my Phoenix Flame has always had a reason to play it beyond just one. I also really don't want to arsenal my only Spreading Phoenix Flame against a hero with Plow Under. I believe I'm not Phoenix Warding here. I'm just doing the like normal line of Ronin, Emberblade, Fire, activate Fai, discard the Phoenix Flame, draw a card, and then I could send Rowdy Locals even. Depending on the card that I draw. We crested 100 concurrent viewers. Thank you everyone for being here. I believe I have one Fai game left in me after this. So stick around. Fiddler's Green. These differences are wild. With Mental Block, okay. Rowdy Locals is decidedly worse now. But still gonna do the thing. Play Fire, Fire trigger on the stack, activate Fai, pick up the Phoenix Flame. Discard the Phoenix Flame. That's pretty sick. You have a D-React? Okay, you're surely dead. We get to Lava Burst for 6. Played Fai for the first time last weekend in Sage. Horrible experience, what a dumb hero. Fai in Sage is not great. Fai and Sage is decidedly medium. Very prone to bricking. Yikes. You take 3, and then, yeah, we're just going to Flight Path it. I would like the Phoenix War in my arsenal, so I don't want this Rowdy Locals to hit, or else I discard my hand, but also this is lethal, so... So that Fai isn't performing in Sage. I had my hopes up for him, probably playing KO in my PQ. Yeah, he's just inconsistent. That's the problem that both ninjas have that I've seen. Between Fai and Ira, they're both like... Sometimes you draw... Ooh, that's spicy. No, my Phoenix War. That was sick from our opponent. That did in fact get me. Oh, and this hand would have been sick with Phoenix War. Embodiment breaks. What the fuck is this? That is indeed a blue block 3. Well, it kept them off, like, Austin, come on. If I get to Arsenal a Phoenix War, if they block with the fruits, they die. If they take the damage, they die. Gaining the life so that the Rowdy Locals doesn't kill them, but I now have the, like, the symmetrical effect is bad for me, that was sick. Come on. I do not have a way to make Dragon Power Draconic. I kind of don't have a way to turn on the Phoenix Flame, but I think I'm still supposed to Rise from the Ashes here. We do this, and then we do Fire Tenet, Phoenix Flame, Closed Chain, Blaze Headlong, Ember Blade, 5 Phoenix Flame. It is not the most exciting way to turn on the Phoenix Flame, but it gets to trigger Shuko on itself, which is always fun. We do that. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited that Fai seems to have such a positive matchup into Verdance. That was one of my least favorite matchups on Syndra. Obviously, Rootbound is gone now, and it wasn't before. But I'm expecting to see a lot of Verdance in ProQuest, and the fact that Fai just, like, dumps on her is pretty nice. Am I missing something? Is Icebind just like pick your favorite 3-block? Because surely there are better 3-block blues. It gotta be, right? And you do that, and then I Fi, and then I either take your hand or I put you to 1. I am currently winning the fatigue race, for anyone who's keeping track. I still have my tunic. So you're gonna get to do a thing, which will be felling. Oh, it's Everbloom. Hey, it's this one. Yeah, because I have another Phoenix Flame. Do it. Bottom my Phoenix Flame. You won't. You're scared. Let's see if they know the trick. For everyone who's new, Everbloom Life is fucked up. Oh, they put their heartbeat on bottom. We're so up. Oh, damn it. It's another one. Everbloom does not say your graveyard. It says a graveyard. So if you, as a Verdance playing against Fai, choose Everbloom Life, you may bottom the Phoenix Flame. You also do not need to target with Everbloom before you play it. So if you play Everbloom, you just, hey, Fai player, Everbloom Life. Wait for them to say it resolves. If it does, you bottom their Phoenix Flame. They need to respond to the Everbloom by activating Fai to pick up the Phoenix Flame, or else they don't get to. I don't have a way to do the thing with Phoenix Flame. So this line is going to be Ignite. Actually, okay, I get to do a thing with Inflame the Firemind, where we come in for 2. Phoenix Flame comes in for 2. I get to activate. I get to Inflame for 2, which is going to make Dragon Power Draconic. This is a point where I will probably Arsenal a Phoenix Flame because it's only getting me 1. And there is no functional difference between my opponent being at 1 or being at 2 for what I'm going to do. So if they have a D-react, like if they sink below this, then damn, I wish I had put them to 1. But if they just give me 2 cards to block it, I get to Arsenal my Phoenix Flame, and now I have a guaranteed starter. So this was a good call now to Arsenal the Phoenix Flame. Which is great, because if this was my hand and I didn't have an Arsenal, I'm really fucking sad. So I get to Phoenix Flame for 0 into 4/4. On this one, I will activate Fai, pick up the Phoenix Flame, discard it to Phoenix War. JK, I'm gonna do it now. So I can get 1 damage over here. Huh. Fire that Burns Within is almost sick. I mean, what's sick is that this Blaze Headlong is going to take 2 cards from them, and then I just kill them with Emberblade, but these were not 2 good cards to draw. Yeah, we've seen a Fiddlers from them. All right. And they just did a bunch of nothing, and we had some good turns, and then 5 sick. All right. I got a bunch of you here, so I do want to play one more game. So how have the games gone today? Fine. I feel like we've lost to everything we would expect to lose to, and then we've beaten things that I didn't know we would beat, but I'm glad to know now that we do, which was the Verdances. Really glad to know that we have such a positive Verdance matchup. We did beat that one Jarl, and such a weird meta call. of like, there were 2 Jarls now, and we beat the fatigue one, and we lose to the, oh no, no, my arch enemy Victor. Oh no, how am I supposed to beat you? All right, shit. Okay, so this one is historically terrible for us. We have to do like weird, because he will outvalue us. Trounce, test of strength, and now Iron Grip. We will always lose every clash unless he just sucks. Like Victor, it's on Victor to lose this game. So how do we beat that? It's hard to play the D-Reacts because we need to outvalue. We can't outvalue him. So what if we did this? Like we play Loyalty Beyond because it's a D-React that can outvalue. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. This hand is not good. We just Arsenal pass. If we drew a blue, I would have been much happier about this hand. You're a Grindstone too? Jesus. Alright, Crush the Weak. We can cover this with Boots if we want to. The real question is, why are we doing that? So I'm thinking I'm gonna set this Phoenix War. We could do Boots, Loyalty. Take 3. Our turn is going to be Rise from the Ashes, Blaze Headlong, Phoenix Flame, Firebrand, and then we set Phoenix War. And I think that's good. If they pummel me, I'm like super sad about it, but I guess at least then we got a pummel. Why are you all leaving? Why don't you want to see me just get the absolute shit kicked out of me? I don't have a way to do cool Phoenix Flame juggling. I eliminate my Shuko trigger at least. This is what? 7, 8, 11? I get a 3-card 11 out of this. I set my Phoenix War. I have a Tunic. Next turn, there's a world where we don't just fucking lose and die and be sad. Hey, we're getting a Golden Sun. You're not clashing with me. You didn't immediately block with Trounce. So I feel pretty good. And then we Firebrand. And you, ooh, give me another card. Ooh, a Crush the Weak. And then we move to end. And I hope that you give me a real turn. This hand sucks. Clash of Bravado. When this defends, clash with the attacking hero. The winner destroys an aura. I don't care about this. This hand is like a blue away from being okay. So what do? I get to Ronin Renegade, Hot on their heels, Tunic, Fire, activate Fai, which means I'm not tunicking, I'm just pitching Art of War. I could break links for Ignite to fix this. All right. I'm like trying to find the way out. If this hits, I can break Pouncing Links for Ignite, play the Ignite, respond to the trigger by activating Fai, play Phoenix War, or I could just not do that. I could just like pitch Phoenix War to Fire, activate Fai, and like do a normal turn. What a weird call. So, pitch Phoenix War, play Fire, activate Fai, send 4, draw a card, hope it's something good. I can really play any card that I draw off the top of my deck. Just depends on if I have to use my Tunic or not. Or I break Pouncing Links, I find Ignite. I play Ignite, which gets me my Phoenix War. The problem then is I have this fire that burns within, which is like, okay, because I don't get to do the thing. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that I get more time. Respond to you, do the thing, display loyalty is okay. Sink Below's all right. Maybe this was the turn that I was supposed to go for it because I'm not disrupted. Later, Delph. It's a good game. Thank you for hanging out. And then we're done. His hand is also okay. I think I'm probably just blocking 5. So I get to Fealty, Fire Tenet. Yeah, this is not great. This lets me do 7. I guess I'm breaking my Fealty. We've had a couple clunky hands. We've had a lot of hands that are close, but not quite there. I could block this for 5 and do Fealty, Fire Tenet, Emberblade, Tunic, Fire, Fi. I'm like, I feel like I'm waiting. I think I'm waiting. I think I'm fine. We're walking each other down together, which is okay. Break the Fealty, not that I need it. It's just that I'm gonna lose it if I don't use it, because I will not have played a Draconic card. Doing Fire Tenant into Emberblade is just a 2-card 7. Like, it's not great. It's fine. It's getting cards. Apparently, it's getting cards out of Victor. Like, he hasn't found any of his clashes yet, which is great because it's just buying me time. I have a 6 turn lined up. I just need to find it. This might be it. Yeah, if you're gonna grindstone me, this is it. We have to go. I'm running out of time because if I keep as much as Victor's giving me space, I'm giving him space. And if I keep giving him space, eventually he's gonna find CNC, Crush the Weak, Spinal Crush. All right. You have given me a Lynx trigger, which means that I am going to take it. I am going to find Ignite. Ignite is going to let me activate 5 for free, pick up my Phoenix Flame, Tunic the Phoenix War. So I'm only missing 1 chain link of Phoenix War. It's also going to let me play Display Loyalty on link 3 and Inflame on link 4, which will turn on the Inflame. So as much as this is not as exciting as like, oh, double Lava Burst turn, this is going to get me value from, it's going to get me an extra 1 from Phoenix War. It's going to get me an extra 2 from Inflame. All right, you are blocking. I activate Fi. I activate Tunic. I Phoenix War. We draw. Interesting. What does Spreading Flames do for me? So as it is, I'm sending 4, this is a Shuko trigger, 6, 4, 6, 6 is 20. If I pitch to play the Spreading Flames, I'm doing, it's 4, 4, 6, 20, and I get to arsenal the Spreading Flames. If I don't play the Spreading Flames, or if I do, I pitch, I do 4, 5, 7, 7 is 23, but no arsenal. Interesting. And the question is, how much do I care about not having an arsenal? I think they're going to break balance. That's a really interesting decision. I think I'm taking the arsenal. With the understanding that Victor's going to break the balance. I don't know what Victor's doing with 5 cards, 6 cards now. I assume blocking. This is fine. I don't think I'm getting enough value out of this hand to play the Spreading Flames, and I'd rather make Victor show me that I don't get to play the Spreading Flames. Do we want to play on as many 5-card hands as we can? I think so. So the reason not to do the 5-card hand is that Victor's going to like CNC pummel me or something. Like there's a argument for getting as much value out of my cards now so that I don't get punished by Spinal Crush or Crush the Weak or CNC. Which is what makes this matchup so difficult, because I do need the 5-card hands to outvalue Victor. Like, this is a very difficult matchup because Victor can like do stuff like this. So what's interesting is Spreading Flames in this hand sucks. I just don't get to do anything with it. Like, it would be very difficult for me to pitch, to actually play, so I can protect it. I mean, what I might want to do is just block 6 and then do a 2-card 7. Hope that Victor doesn't draw things that convert well. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. What worked poorly about this previously in Heavy Hitters, the last time we saw Victor, is because Victor can get value from clashing, there was very little value in like sending a 3. Against Bravo back in the day, you could send a 3 against Bravo and he had to make a call about whether he was going to like give you a card which took him off of Dominate Crippling Crush, or like take the 3 damage and have a bigger turn, and so you could kind of whittle him down so that whenever he bricked, you would blow him up. Victor, that doesn't work against Victor because he clashes and draws cards. Like, you can't outvalue Victor that way. You can't whittle him down because he's just going to find gas. Which means what I'm actually supposed to do here is just sink the hand. Which sucks. Like, I don't want to be doing that, but that was the way that you would beat Victor previously. Oh, we have a loyalty. Is you would just, like, sink your hand. The one out you had against Victor is that you would just sink your hand, and eventually he wouldn't find it. Like, he would find something that doesn't quite work, and then you could get him. So here we're going to give the Shuko. We're going to give the loyalty. If this isn't pummel, then I get a 5-card hand with Spreading Flames and a blue. So we are doing this. If he has the pummel, that's sad. So he doesn't. So now we get a turn. And we're going to see what we can do with a turn. Rowdy Locals here is not great, admittedly. But it does let us do the cute sequencing where we're going to do Spreading Flames, Rising, Blaze Headlong, Ember Blade, probably Rowdy Locals, depending on Victor's card situation. And then either Arsenal the Phoenix Flame or, I don't know. But we do get to go with this hand. So we are going to play the Rising Resentment. I'm assuming this isn't going to hit. I'm thinking about how I can sequence around, like, Test of Iron Grip. By getting, like, the important cards out of my hand now. Is there a way that I can turn on my Blaze Headlong with Spreading Flames? I don't think so. I would have needed to play the Rise first, which maybe I should have done. Maybe I'm just too fixated on, like, this cute line with Rowdy Locals. Is there a world where I respond to this? I think so. With the 2 chain links, I think I'm supposed to give a card to pick up the Phoenix Flame and then discard that. All right, so you do this. You block here. I go Fai. I guess this doesn't really matter, does it? That's fine. Rowdy Locals. I was like thinking, is there a way that I can like juice Victor by getting around the draw discard and like do a thing? And I don't think so because of the Spreading Flames. Like I'm either discarding the Rowdy Local or pitching the Rowdy Locals to discard a Phoenix Flame. Sorry, pitching the Rise to pick up a Phoenix Flame and discarding the Phoenix Flame, getting 2 out of my Rowdy Locals, or I'm just discarding the Rowdy Locals and like I get to keep my Tunic. All right, what 2-card play or 3-card play even are you on, Victor? We know that you don't have a pummel, or else you would have pummeled me. Yes. Okay. We get a hand. We get a real hand of cards. Sort of. The Boulder Drop makes it tough. I could fold the hand, arsenal the Phoenix War, and wait. I could get hit by the Boulder... Now we just fold the hand. We just fold the hand and wait. The other reason this doesn't work super well is look at our deck sizes. Victor is fatiguing us right now. Like it's not necessarily his plan A, but it is a plan. And if we just keep like folding hands, like, oh, we're gonna block here, we're gonna block here, we're gonna block here, and we're like waiting for him to not do it, we will eventually die. Now that being said, this hand sucks if we get Spinal Crushed. We can like really risk it if we blocked 6 here. It's not so much that Victor has pummel. We pitch the blue to Fai, Tunic, Phoenix War, but it's like we're so likely to just have cards that aren't good. Giving Lava Burst here. I think we're just doing Ember Blade. That isn't true, we're just passing. Again, we don't want to let Victor convert his like trounces, iron grips, whatever. We want him to brick. Depending on what he does, I found all my blues, chat. All right, Grande here is fine. This is the opening. So we're gonna get Macho Grande. At the end of Victor's turn, I am going to activate Fai so that I can Tunic Phoenix War. I guess I don't need to Tunic Phoenix War, I can pitch a Mounting Anger. And then I can activate Fai on this turn. And then we are going to play Spreading Flames. This is the last big turn that we get. All right, quick dodge out of you makes sense. I'm intending to break Flight Path for my sword. Does sequencing matter? Probably not. This line is going to be hot on their heels into Fire Tenet? Like, trying to think of how I can juice the Iron Grip. All right. I can use my Tunic here, though I still haven't a Phoenix War in my deck and Rises. Like, there's a world where I use the Tunic on a different turn. It only gets me one more point. So we're gonna do Fire Tenet next. This is gonna be Sword. Okay. Sword for 4 into, oh right, you've, oh yeah, your quick dodge. Into Fai, into Phoenix Flame. There's your last quick dodge. Into Flight Path, the Sword, into Sword. So we get the hand. Victor is away, just sinks the hand. That's correct. Just fold the hand. We have a functional hand of cards. We're insulated from Iron Grip because we have this Loyalty Beyond the Grave that I don't want. I am going to get to Phoenix Flame this turn. That's fine. I don't think the sequencing super matters here. Blaze for 4. What is, oh, I'm like, what is this? Activate Phi. Yeah, I can't do anything, game. You grindstone me, we say no blocks. I give you this Loyalty Beyond the Grave. Please no Art of War. That's fine. You have a CNC, which I didn't want to block, and I didn't want to arsenal a card anyway. I kind of did. But this hand doesn't work if I arsenal a card, so we Spreading Flames. We go Ember Blade. We do Phi. I do still have a Phoenix War, right? Okay. And then we Breaking Point you. Okay, put you to 4. Get this terrible ass card that you gotta stop arsenaling. Hello? Are we doing it? Chat. Chat, I think we're doing it. Chat, we've never been more up than we are right now. Chat, it's happening. It's happening. We're finding the turn. We're finding our last turn. We're finding the out. Could this be? Could this be the fated game where we actually show? No! All right, Iron Grip, how do we get out of it? How do we get out of the Iron Grip? But he drew the thing too. I have 1 Draconic Chain Link. I don't think we're getting out of it. We need to do... I don't think we have a way out. I mean, this keeps a card in deck, I guess. All right, we didn't find the way out. Oh wait, I screwed this up. I need to pitch my... Oh, are you fucking serious? You're not going to let me undo this? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I pitched the wrong card. I needed to pitch a blue. Wow. All right. Cool. Yeah, our opponent found the line, which is we pitched wrong. And they were a dickbag about it. That's, yeah. That is a way that we lose this game, is our opponent's a real asshole about letting us undo. Cool. I mean, I don't think we're winning from that position either, right? Like, Victor had 2 cards, blocking 3, and then going down a card. We're still getting fatigued. I don't know. Sometimes people make decisions in this game where I'm like, really? This is your hang-up on, like, this is how you want to win the game, is your opponent screwed up in the very competitive arena that is Talishar. I don't know. I don't get it. They had the double iron grip. Like, you win. You had double iron grip. I don't know what how you feel like you lose this game from that position. What does this hand do? Well, I mean, I should have undone to pick up my Phoenix Flame again, but it's not like they were going to let us do that, so... I guess we just do this. Yeah, it's true. I mean, historically, Fai is very good into Victor, so we got to make sure those numbers stay up. Send the sword. Send the Phoenix Flame, I think. I'm not super sure that... I don't think we get out of this anymore. I don't think we have a way to get out. We came close. Yeah, it was the double iron grip. It was the double iron grip that got us, right? I think it doesn't super matter after that. Like, we don't leak any damage on the double after the double iron grip. Even if we pitch right and we get to Ember Blade, they had 2 cards, so it doesn't stop them from doing anything. Yeah, you do E-Strike Go again. I go to 2, you grindstone me, I block it, I go to 1. This game was a lot closer than I thought it would be, but yeah, we did not quite get there. Victor just had we drew a couple clunkers, and then the Victor obviously had the double iron grip when we needed him to not do that. Iron grip is a crazy card. Yeah, I don't know. They were gonna win that game regardless. I don't see the value in not letting us undo, but whatever. Some people just need the match win, I guess. All right, well, that's the day. Not nearly as successful as we've been previously. I think we did hit the bad matchups today. The Ice Jarl, we hit... What came after Ice Jarl? Marlynn. The High Roll Katsu going second. Some of these are definitely winnable. I think we can tech for Jarl. I think we're also not expecting to see a lot of Ice Jarl. That deck just kind of seems shitty. But maybe I'm wrong. But we can tech for it. We can put in more blues. We can figure out some sort of ratio of D-reacts, even though we probably don't run any of those. Marlynn, I think, is just cursed no matter what. I should generally be running more D-reacts, which maybe gets us out of the Katsu game. Verdance being favored is really nice. I didn't know that for sure, but seeing it now feels really good. And yeah, Victor's always going to be bad. I think that strategy for Victor is right, where you just set up and like try. Your out is you do good 5-card hands because you don't have another out. If you just try to play like the value game or trade hands or race, like they'll just kill you. They'll just disrupt you and you lose. So yeah, is Marlynn real now? Oh, Marlynn's for sure real now. Like, scoundrels, thieving, no, not thieving varmints. That's the attack. The 0 for 3 that wagers gold is like so incredibly good for her is nuts. She has an arsenal disruption arrow now, which is nuts. Yeah, Marlynn's a very real deck going forward. Very impressed by that deck and very scared of it. But that's going to be it for me. I'm going to keep tinkering. I think the changes today were good. We just hit the bad matchups. But I think besides Marlynn and Victor, Jarl is very winnable. And then we even beat a Jarl today. I think that first one got lucky with sniping the Tunic turn 1 and then had the ice build for us. But very winnable game. But we'll keep plugging away. I'm going to be back on Monday. I probably just playing more Fai. I'm having a lot of fun with the deck. I want to hone it, making something competitively viable. I'm trying to put a guide together for Fai for your ProQuest season, so hopefully I can flesh out some of those matchups. And have a great weekend. Good luck in your ProQuest if you're playing any. I'll be playing Sage tomorrow, and then not touching the format until after ProQuest. So good luck to you. I'll see you on Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard. Playing more Fai. Have a great weekend. Until the next time I see you, take care.